Hi, this is Susan from Susan B. Cards. A few months ago, I made this sample for Sizzix, and I really liked the background, but I couldn't exactly remember how I made it. So this is my attempt to remake that background. I'm using Altenew's Artist Watercolors. They aren't widely available. I think they're only on the Altenew website, but you can use any watercolors you have. I like this set because there's lots of shades of green and some floral colors like pinks and purples. You can see I'm just using a big brush to quickly lay down a lot of paint. This is a 1-inch flat brush, and I'm using different shades of green and drawing between applications. This is the key to a successful background. If you keep applying paint to a wet surface, it will just all blend together. But just like ink, if you dry in between the layers, you'll end up with lots of interest and varying shades of color. In the center, I wanted a very dark shade of green that I didn't have. So I put down a dark blue, and if you remember that blue and yellow make green, if you give it more blue, it'll make a darker shade of green. You can try using black, but I think that gives a very muddy shade of green. And I think this one is a little bit nicer. So I think it's pretty clear that I'm not a professional watercolorist. I'm just a hobbyist, and I just want to make some interesting backgrounds for cards. And people have asked me how I create the background, so I decided just to show you. It's very easy, and pretty much anyone can do this. I do think that if I had a large round brush in addition to this flat brush, it would have been helpful, but I don't really do this that often, so I didn't really want to spend the money getting another brush. I wanted to make the center area darker and more pigmented, so I went back and started painting more layers of the dark green and blue, but that I started to realize that the large paintbrush seemed to be taking away some paint or just creating streaks rather than adding more layers. So I decided to use a small paintbrush that I had, and that seemed to work pretty well just to apply more color. Okay, my background is dry, and you can see a little bit darker part in the center, and I wanted it to kind of give the feel of, out of focus jungle background, something like that. I'm going to use the Spellbinders Large Die of the Month for January 2025, and this one is called Botanical Atrium. It's this pretty atrium. I think it's one of the prettiest dies I've seen. And this is what it looks like. I cut the inner detailed part out of gold, then the outer shape out of vellum. And then I'm putting these together like this. I also saw someone take this piece and inlay the pieces back, different colors, and it made a very pretty design. This part here looks like a sun. So I thought that was pretty. But I'm going to use this. And then there's all the pieces included. The flowers and the leaves, which I have on this magnetic sheet. This is something that I just use to keep everything organized and not lose it. And I will link below in the description to this die set. Now, it's only available as part of a club membership. But as I've said before, you can just join for 1 month if that's what you want to do. You just have to cancel the subscription after, it's sent to you. There are a lot of advantages to being in the club, and one of them is that you get a 10% discount on Spellbinders products on that site. So I would take a look at what all the advantages are, because there's some really nice perks you get. And you also get an earlier chance to get the new releases. It's a few days earlier than people who don't. So I'll link that. But anyway, I cut out quite a few of the pieces already. Nothing earth-shattering here. Pretty basic. I just took colored cardstock and cut the pieces out I do want some of them to come out of the atrium. Just, I thought that would look a little bit more interesting than all of them just in there. But I'm not really sure how I'm going to arrange this, but I'm just showing right now what you can do. So I can cut more flowers. I cut quite a few leaves. Maybe just to go with this jungle type theme I have going on here. I probably could use a few more flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll arrange this. But I was thinking about maybe putting some gold spatters in the background too, just to add, kind of add a little bit more interest and bring this gold into the background. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this Finetec Gold Pearlescent Watercolor. I'd like to get a few bigger ones on there too, so let's see if I could do that. Got a couple big ones there. Okay, I think that's good. I arranged the flowers and the leaves inside the Botanical Atrium die. And I felt like the vellum was a little bit too stark. So I took some Distress Oxide green inks and I just, you know, lightly brushed them on the back. And not too much, but just to kind of soften the white. And then I die cut this sentiment, and it's from the BetterPress of the Month Club. And this one says, a little note to cheer up your day. And I'm going to do that, put that on there. So I foiled that rather than using ink. I just like bringing that gold back in again. And this is on green Spellbinders cardstock. This set I haven't really done anything with, but I did foil some of the butterflies to see what they would look like. So here are these. And originally I thought that I would use some of these, but it's a little bit big for this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this on. Just put a little glue on the back here. I'm not going to pop this. I feel like it doesn't really need to be. Okay, that was a little bit too much glue here. Now it's all over my hands. I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. There's a little bit of gold spatter on the back there. And I feel like I might die cut. There's a few butterflies in here. And you can, I was thinking of cutting them in maybe gold and just putting a couple around just to fill up that space a little bit more. But I think that looks good. So let me, I think I'm going to pop this too. So I'm going to cut a few pieces of foam to put on the back here. And I'm just going to hide them by putting them behind like the flowers and the leaves here. So it'll sit just a little bit above. Add a little bit of dimension there. And I think that'll be good. I think that's pretty much it. So I'll have a photo of the card at the end of this video. And if you want any more information on the products I use, please go under the description and you can find my links there. Or you go to my blog at susanbcards.blogspot.com. and I'll have more photos and links to the products that I used. Using my links helps me out. And I appreciate you watching this video, and if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great. And like, comment. I like reading all the comments. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.